percent means per 100. So essentially, a percent is simply just a ratio of a number to 100. Example for this, if we have 84% of UW-Whitewater students were born in Wisconsin, then that means 84 out of 100 UW-Whitewater students were born in Wisconsin. If you had a group of 100 students, probably 84 of them would say they were born in Wisconsin. Similarly, if I have that 1% of something, 1% here means 1 out of 100. Or if I was told that something was 100%, then that means 100 out of 100. So it just tells us the ratio of our number to 100. A lot of times we like percents to show for data or whatnot. It's nicer to look at than just the regular number. However, we don't like to use percents in our equations because it doesn't work very well. So a lot of times we need to convert our percents into either a decimal format or the fraction format to be able to use them in the math equations. So now what we're going to do is a bit of practice to show how to convert between percent and decimal and fraction. So to start off, we're going to convert a percent into a decimal. And to do this, all we have to do is remove the percent sign and then multiply by 0.01, or my preferred method here is to divide by 100. So if I have 55%, all I'm going to do is take that 55, remove the percent symbol, and then divide by 100. So 55 over 100, that gives us 0.55. If I want to then take something that's in the decimal format and put it back into percent, so maybe this is when you finish your problem and you get your answer, but your homework needs the answer to be written in percent. So you got to be able to put it back into the percent format. All we have to do is multiply by 100 and then put on the percent symbol. So if we have the decimal 0.0155, I just need to take that 0.0155 and multiply this by 100 and then bring on the percent symbol. So this is now going to give us 1.55%. So next, we're going to do a couple examples here with converting a percent to a fraction. Because when we work through problems, we can choose whether we want to use decimals or fractions. So to convert to a fraction, all we have to do is remove the percent sign and then multiply by 1 over 100. Or similarly, kind of just like what I had done with the decimal version up above, divide by 100 puts it into the fraction, and then you can just simplify the fraction to reduce it. So if we have 74%, all I have to do is take the 74 and divide that by 100 to put it in its ratio fraction format. And then we just need to reduce it. So both 74 and 100 are even, meaning they can be divided by 2. So that's going to give us 37 over 50. And now that can't be reduced anymore to be able to simplify it anymore. So this would be our answer. Sometimes our percents are decimals, and if we want to write it in the fraction format, people don't like decimals in fractions. So we need to be able to clear the decimals when we have it in the fraction format. So this next one, we have 62.5%. To write this in fraction format, well, I would take the 62.5 and divide that by 100 in the fraction. But now, most people don't like their decimals in the fractions. So to clear that, all we have to do is multiply both the top and bottom by 10 until we no longer have decimals in this. So then that's going to make this 625 over 1,000. It's the same ratio, but now we can work to reduce this fraction here. So if we reduce it, that should then give us 5 over 8. A lot of times, a scientific calculator will be able to reduce the fractions for you as well, once it no longer has the decimals in it. Okay, and then lastly, we need to be able to take fractions and put them back into percents. So for this one, we have the fraction 1 over 8, and our first step is to first just write this as its decimal format. So 1 over 8 is equal to 0.125. And now we can take our decimal and put that into percent by multiplying by 100%. So that's going to give us 12.5%.